Can you remember the biggest crowd that you ever played to with Cradle of Filth? And what was it like to play to a crowd of that size?
Uh, Again, I disassociate in those moments, and I think it's just like how I survive.
Oh,
Like
I
I
just
cried
blacked out. What
after.
happened?
Yeah. I was like, I gotta go do the thing. So we're not gonna feel anything about this right now. We played Wacken. I want to say this was it was 2015. We played Wacken. We opened for Judas Priest to 80,000 people. I've never looked out and I saw the sunset, but I couldn't see the horizon because it was just people's heads. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? And we went up and we played the set, and it was really great. I had a really good time. My best friend, she goes to Vakken every year. She's just coming back right now. And she found a way to like bamboozle the security guard to let her up on the the viewing part of the stage. Like she got like some VIP stuff just by being like, "That's my best friend. Look, she was my maid of honor. I want to go." Like she just liquid courage. She
Very
just went for
lax
it.
security.
Yeah, it was like, okay, like can anyone say that? Like whatever. It was so funny. She went up and then she got to high rise balcony and I remember seeing her and it was cool because like um just some side stories of that massive show we played. Um the band that won the Vakken Metal Battle that year was Vesperia from Oshawa, like my scene. So my homies were there and they won and they were watching the set. So I had people from Oshawa in the front row watching me. My best friend was there. Um, it was unbelievable. It sounded great. It looked great. There was no rain because that's a thing with that festival. And, finally when it was over and I got off stage and I guess you could say like wrapped up with the crew because just making sure everything got put away and packed properly. I came down the stairs and I saw my best friend and my friends from Oshawa and we just started crying and hugging each other because they're like, dude, you did it. Like you did the thing. I was like, I didn't think the thing was gonna be that big. Because at that point, like the first year I was with Cradle. The biggest crowd I played to that year was in Indonesia at Hammer Sonic Fest, and that was 10,000 people. But in that country, you're not allowed to like mosh, so they all just kind of stood there like with their arms crossed, looking at you, like bobbing their heads. That was the most they were allowed to express, just because of like the political and religious climate over there. And I was like, this is crazy, but so interesting. And then you go to Australia right after that, and everybody's just like every show is so punk rock, and you're like, whoa, um, just night and day. So up to that point, I wasn't expecting to see something like what we had at Wacken that year. And I think, yeah, that was definitely the biggest crowd I've ever played to, and that was I'm glad I'm able to compartmentalize and just like get into this focus of like you just got to go do the thing you're meant to do really really well and you can feel something about it later, probably trauma, probably being on the spectrum, but like thank God for that because I know some people they would just be in that position of like I can't go on stage like I can't do it. I'm like no you can disassociate now.